Hey folks, welcome back to Mass Effect 3 on the Mysterious JG. Shout out to Zed Power. Checked it out between videos. Zed Power was the one who actually researched the Ashley bug to kind of straighten me out there. So that was very kind of him, very kind indeed. It means we won't, as much as I like Ashley as a character, we won't always waste a whole lot of time bringing her on missions where she's going to, you know, not help us. This would be why we got new messages about hidden treasures in different systems, because we got new systems that you can suddenly search for treasure, because you can't search for treasure. Is that the Carlton Rift, like from the Kelson, from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Yeah, these are systems we couldn't search these for treasure before. Well, those ones I suppose we could. It's a mission in the Minos Wastelands. It's a fuel reactor mission. Next main plot thing is over there, but yeah, we couldn't search systems before until the Reapers are there. You can't actually look for stuff. Or I guess nobody asks you to look for stuff until you've you know, until the Reapers have taken over. They're not like, oh, we can't get to this place. If only Commander Shepard would go there and find cool loots. I suppose it makes sense that they could actually get their hands on this stuff before it's taken over by the baddies.
Signal confirmed.
This is probably just fuel. Yep, should not have actually grabbed that till we were done here. I'm probably going to need to just learn not to grab stuff that's in a system until... I mean, if it's not located on a planet or in an asteroid, it's just out in the middle of no place, it's probably supposed to be a destroyed fuel depot. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, it's the Hong Kong Fooey, faster than you and I. #1 super guy. The Alliance 5th Fleet. How did that make the 5th Fleet stronger? The fact that we found that it got all roughed up. Oh well.
I found something.
Hong Kong Fooey. #1 super guy. Yeah, sorry Hong Kong Fooey. Let's continue searching this system without really learning anything about what had been going on here before the Reapers took over. Apparently these were Alliance colony worlds? Obelisk of Karza? It's Hector Karza. Don't actually have any idea whether this place is a human colony or
faster than light jumps
human area. Just like you can sort of figure out what general area of space. Oh, this is probably a bad idea. I'm probably about to get destroyed. Yep. Damn it. Get pyros and flamethrowers to burn enemies at close range. Target their fuel tanks I use over the road and sabotage and burn. What? Okay, well, I guess I spawned. It couldn't decide whether I was in the system or not, and then it decided I was, and that there was a Reaper on top of me. So I got no opportunity to press buttons there.
Evasion successful.
Which makes it a bit tricky. Kind of tough to do much when you're not given any... I guess I could have hit buttons, but I was trying to figure out exactly what was going on.
Faster than light jump successful.
Just let me get the fuel so that I can actually get a clean look at what the percentages are. Okay, get out before the Reaper's considered to have caught up with me. Excellent. If you don't grab it, it's just a big pain to figure out whether or not you've actually cleared the system. And I did use fuel, so, you know.
Signal confirmed.
See, I just went from like 0 to complete detection there. Another near Earth-sized world, local extraction company, the Brovolsky. Where there's Izu, there's an economy. So yeah, I think this is human-held space that we're in now. I think. The Leipzig. Yeah, we're finding lots of Alliance freighters, so... And there's our little spot of fuel.
Evasion successful.
And it looks like this place is only going to have one asset, maybe two. But I think just one.
I found something.
Yeah, that's pretty much has to be it, right? Tiny little moon or planet or whatever it is. Tiny and wee. We got a Prothean sphere. Oh, tidally locked. It's not tiny. I thought it was a tiny, tiny and wee little dwarf star. It's adorable, it is. So it is, so it is, so it is, so it is, so. And, we're almost out of fuel, so I guess we, I don't know if it's actually wise to start another one of these searching for Reaper stuff missions, but I'm going to start one anyway. See what happens. I guess I won't have to worry about grabbing fuel before leaving the first system now, because I'm not... Oh, well, there's a fuel depot. Is this the one with the... Yeah, this is the one that keeps showing up as unsearchable. Oh, now it is searchable. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I thought this was the unsearchable one. Do you remember how for a while there, this system kept showing up as Reaper occupied, but it was only because of the... You did the Rachni mission there, and...
Faster than light jump successful.
Let's see what happens if we go down here if our game ends. Maybe I've just trapped myself forever. Huh, yeah, I don't know. This place doesn't work the same as the rest of the game seems to. We might be totally screwed. I mean, I'm not going to run out of fuel before we get back, but...
Evasion successful.
Yeah, so that was the system with the Grunt's cameo mission. Argos Row, though, I thought it would have been Argos Row, because it is also marked as occupied by Reapers, but unexplored. Oh, this doesn't look familiar, though.
Signal confirmed.
Okay, that's going to be fuel, so let's leave that alone. Conrum. The Tripodine. Sorry. Found a Tripodine deposit. Haptic optics array. Whatever the hell that is. And that's half the assets here. So let's leave that fuel for when we're coming back, because I probably should have grabbed it. Probably shouldn't have refueled if I knew that was going to happen, but whatever. 16%. So when we get up to 84%, we'll know that we're done except for that fuel that we left behind. Oh, this is interesting. What is this? Pinnacle Station. Hey! There's that one Turian guy that we took his favorite gun and he told us it was going to blow up. The asteroid-based Pinnacle Station was originally constructed by the Turians to function as a concealed command center during the Krogan rebellions. It's been retrofitted as a military training facility for all high-level special operations teams employed by the Council. The station's combat simulators allow teams to train under a variety of hazardous conditions. And it's still there.
I found something.
And they had some war asset. And it's a planet. It's an asteroid. I did not think it was I thought it was like a space station. I want to visit our like home, our vacation home that we won. There's a Turian special ops team hanging out here, Spec Ops. So it's kind of neat that Pinnacle Station got to have a little cameo in the Mass Effect 3. Mysteries are founded. This might actually be where we had our vacation home. I don't remember exactly. I'd actually have to pop in Mass Effect 1 and load a game to find our vacation home. Retirement home, rather. Fossilized Cackleosaur. It's a cackleberry. Here we got a nice load of fuel. Look at the big one.
Faster than light jump successful.
We got completely reloaded for fuel there. Thought there was another star system down here somewhere. Yeah, Gorgon. Did you know that Medusa was actually one of the 3 Gorgon sisters?
Signal confirmed.
Along with Gorgonzola. And there's Kirk Cameron's planet that he purchased with the profits of his many movies. This one came solely from the profits behind Avatar. And it has advanced power relays. Power converters. Oh wow, there's only one asset in this system, huh? Okay. And what did I say? 83% plus 16 is 99. So I guess actually there's some rounding going on here, but this should be it as far as giving us. We didn't quite fill up our fuel, but I can double check.
Evasion successful.
And of course, Argos Row is now considered fully searched, so we can move along. Move along like I know
Reapers
you.
eluded.
Alrighty. I understand why there's. Why does jumping to here involve 4 different jumps? 1, 2, 3, 4. Why can't we just jump directly? I don't get it. But Exodus Cluster seems like a pretty big stopping point on these galactic journeys. Sigurd's Cradle we've already cleared out. Also Valhallan Threshold. And the Shrike Abyssal. Minos Wasteland is still fully cleared. Tali'Zorah Nebula is not cleared, and there's missions that we could do there, so we should probably hop on those. The stuff on the Citadel will keep, so I'm willing to let it sit. So let's search the Tali'Zorah Nebula and do the mission there before we head for the Minos Wasteland. And at some point, the Athena Nebula, I believe that's where the an Ismar frontier. I think the Athena Nebula, despite being named after an Earth deity, I think that's where the Asari Homeworld is. This is Asari space here. I mean, not here. Isn't this one of these places where we had the mission with the Ardat Yakshi and all that good stuff? I think it is. I think it is. I just got a text message, and it's not a convenient time for me to check that, so it's gonna have to wait. I don't know who would be sending me texts at this time. A little late to start making evening plans here. Anyway, it's Capelladon, the Tribolidine Scion fuel reactors. The Roji Panty Complex. This might be one of those systems where you can't actually search for treasure, even though it says you can't. Because nobody is being alerted to my presence. There's some wreckage. Sorry, once had enormous solar collectors around the bluish-white AOV star Larapi. Reapers emerged from the Dark Space Nebula, took them out.
I found something.
But I found something. Is there anything else in this system? You know, I'm not at full fuel. I might as well grab it just in case we were at 100% after we grab this. We're at 50. Yeah, there's no point actually waiting. Wow. Yes, Psyllium. It's a planet named after a special brand of Asari Vaseline. We got the Armali Sniper Unit. We got G-Unit!
Faster than light jump successful.
I don't know if you guys can hear the sound of that text notification, but I'm hoping it will stop repeating now. There's our fuel. That is half of what there is to be found around here. The other half is on the planet Hayatanya or Tiana or whatever. And yeah, this isn't the most exciting thing in the world, but man, this is more exciting than the frickin' mining minigame. Somehow, as boring as mining was in Starflight, it was more interesting than mining was in Mass Effect 2. Man, there's a lot of far-flung solar systems in this nebula.
I found something.
Ooh, right next to each other. A double treasure is waiting for you. Elcor Flotilla. Oh man, I'm in Elcor space. The first mission to Oltan, Dekuuna's moon, was a century in the making. Elcor leaders felt resources for space travel could be better used on their homeworld, and it took decades of persuasion to secure project funding. Archaic harvesting stations that recovered helium-3 from the moon's regolith were still functioning when the Reapers invaded, and the Elcor station there were able to flee the system. Man, I hope we get to see the Elcor Homeworld. The Dekuuna, isn't that actually it? The Elcor Homeworld! Wistfully, how I long to see Dekuuna again. The Elcor Homeworld Dekuuna overflows with natural resources protected by law, from large deposits of precious metals to vast forests. Informatively, the Elcor themselves live in rich grasslands near the equator. Informatively, the majority of Dekuuna's settlements are tucked within this belt, as the conservative Elcor feel little desire to build outside their comfort zone. Angrily at the humans for their editorial comments on how we're conservative. Their twin capitals are for migrations from the wet season to the dry season, a tradition made obsolete by modern technology but still observed. Informatively, after the destruction of the Elcor Navy, Reapers moved in their ground troops to occupy the cities. Sadly, this has taken longer than most civilized worlds. Proudly, this has taken longer than most civilized worlds, as the Elcor have spread out into smaller distant settlements, reflecting their preference for close-knit family communities instead of densely packed cities. Population 2.35 billion. Estimate is pre-invasion. Gravity is what I'm looking for. 4Gs. 4G. They have a 4G gravity network. They are 4 gangsters. That's some heavy-duty gravity right there. Alright, let's see what we can find treasure-wise on this planet. Let's loot the Elcor Homeworld, shall we? It seems pretty nice. Code of the Ancients. Our knowledge of how to, succeed in business without really trying will help you, human. Earth Clan.
Reapers eluded.
That was the boldest thing, calling us Earth Clan.
Faster than light jump successful.
This is going to be a pain in the ass grabbing this fuel, but can't full clear the system without grabbing this fuel. Yep. Alright.
Reapers eluded.
And now we will migrate from Fontes to Teolia.
Signal confirmed.
First discovered by Sari pioneers. Okay. What are the Sari doing in the home system of the Elcor? Sandy beaches and romantic twin moons. Practical and secretive corporate matters are handled in spiraling arcologies built along the towering cliffs. Even though it has been colonized for centuries, Nevos feels a frontier away from regulation and oversight. Consequently, a number of influential political lobbies have established sizable presences on the planet. The Elcor don't really have... I mean, the whole thing with the Elcor is they're not really a big expansionist group. I mean, some thought went into what would it be like if there was a spacefaring species that had evolved from, you know, wandering herbivores. Quadrupeds. Hey, it's the planet Kazarito. You know, it's weird. I've complained about it in LPs before, particularly when I first came back from Afghanistan, but, and I'm trying to get healthier and avoid fast food, so it shouldn't matter much, but Taco Bell keeps changing their menu, and it bothers me more than it should. They got rid of the Baja Beef Chalupa, they got rid of their entire volcano menu. I finally found something I liked in the form of the, Sriracha Quesarito, and that's gone. This is messing with me. So there's got to be something in this system.
I found something.
Aha. That sounded like a real interesting description. Why is the wire frame for this planet like bigger than the planet itself? Dr. Jalise. From Berlin down to Jalise. More heat than a planet needs and more argon than a galaxy would buy. An enormous terrestrial planet buried under a merciless atmosphere of argon, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide. They only hosted a small orbital stations that were primarily scientific in nature. They've been destroyed by the Reapers. There was a scientist down there. If you want knowledge, folks, get yourselves a scientist. I'm going to just take a quick pop out here to see that indeed we have cleared this nebula. Then I'm going to come over to the fuel depot. And then I'm going to come out here so we can save our game before we get involved in a new mission. Because that's just seems like a smart way to play it. I'm going to check the length of this video. We are... I was going to try to call it a video a little on the short side and check that message, but we're at less than 25. I do like to shoot for 30 minutes on my videos. Which tends to mean that they all run between 30 and 35, but it is what it is. If you don't like it, I just got 2 words for you. I'm sorry. Sion, this garden world's claim to military fame is that it was assaulted repeatedly during the Krogan rebellions, but never occupied by more than token forces. The Asari cut off the Krogan supply line at the Citadel Relay and drove the invaders out. Today, antimatter generators on the surface and in orbital stations provide fuel for military starships at our star space. The Matriarchs defending the planet today have vowed to maintain Sion's legacy. They pledge it will fall to no enemy, organic or synthetic, even though a token force occupied it, as they just told us. So I don't know exactly what our mission here is, but it's like Asari time. I should probably bring Liara. Yeah, that will bring Liara. And I could go back and respec her so that she doesn't have any points in the skill that keeps glitching her out. But you know what? It's actually just give me one more reason to go with Tali. Speaking of Tali, let's bring James. Because we're not bringing Tali. Tali's been present in like all of the last couple of missions, so it's time for her to get a little break. Liara will probably be used a lot while we deal with the Asari plotline, which is coming. But I'm okay with it. Meanwhile, we haven't used you in a while, but that Geth pulse rifle, man, looking pretty good. I almost upgraded. As a matter of fact, I spent time on camera upgrading it and then changed my mind. So we got better damage and whatnot. And man, we haven't used you in a while because I got the spike thrower going for Tali's benefit. Even though new stuff came up like the Claymore, its fire rate is just pitiful though. And its accuracy is awful. I think I prefer this with some mods. Shredder mod. Seems pretty good. And Liara, whose weapons aren't really all that important, but we'll check on them anyway. She's pretty much got weapons that Shepard uses, which makes it good. It's convenient for her. Nothing to upgrade for Shepard at the moment. Lady Cakes here can get better warp. Lift lasting damage, increase damage by 40%, duration by 60, or expose. Increase damage. You know what? I'm going to go for a damage it does on its own rather than work on the damage that is inflicted on them when hit. And then for the last rank, we have Pierce or recharge speed. I'll probably go with Pierce. So it's a shame. It's nice when those little meters that fill from left to right are completely full at the end of your leveling stuff up, but ooh, man, we really haven't used James in a while. Don't worry, James, we'll be using a lot more of you from now on. Now that I've decided that Ash is broken. Incapacitate or recharge speed. Let's go for incapacitate. And armor damage or damage. Increase damage by 50. Increase damage to armored units by 65. I think we're going to have to go with just raw damage over everything. And frag grenade, I don't think he's going to use grenades. I think that actually requires us to... I think that, no, we would have to manually tell him to do that and it would use up grenades. So let's just go for fortification. This slows down power use, but it also keeps him alive, so... Oh, wait, it's got plenty more points to spend. Durability, increased damage protection by 5%, or melee damage, increased melee damage bonus by 30% when armor is purged. That's not a huge 5%. Really isn't very much. I don't know how much he melees stuff, but 5% is just so puny. And then power synergy, increase power damage and force by 30%, or recharge speed, increase shield recharge rate by 15. What the hell, let's go for damage. Alrighty. And by the time we get down there for the mission, it will be time to end the video, of course. Yeah, that's okay.
Shepard, about 72 hours ago, the reactors at a joint Turian fuel depot went offline.
That's too bad.
The station are cold. It's deserted.
Great.
What happened to the troop station there?
Unknown, but no fuel means no fleet presence in this theater. The enemy will operate unchecked. I need you to get in there, find out what's going on, and get those reactors back online. Captain Riley's on site doing preliminary recon. She leads one of our top engineering teams.
Captain
We'll get to the
Riley,
bottom of
Ace of
this,
Spies.
Good, hack it out.
Alright, so Riley, Ace of Spies is going to be here. I imagine we'll be fighting those Reaper-fied, sorry.
Captain Riley is on point waiting for you.
Oh, I remember this one. This one's kind of annoying. I gotta meet with Riley, folks. There will be enemies here, but a lot of this is also puzzle solving. This mission I remember, and it is not one of my favorites. You got incendiary ammo, might as well get that shit set up. You got warp ammo. I forgot you had an ammo power. Yeah, everybody get your ammo power going. I mean, there's no point not having an ammo power, right? And, there was no point in bringing Liara because this is not really, this isn't really a sorry, you know, specific mission after all, now that I remember what it is. We could have brought any team for this. But since we're not getting to use Ash anymore, sad to say, it doesn't really matter who we bring anymore. Because she was the one that I brought along because I liked her dialogue and stuff. And I thought she was useful in combat. I guess it still matters who we bring. I don't know. I don't want to sound super heartbroken over not getting to bring Ash anymore, but it is a little sad. I would have liked to be able to have, like, an all-human team for the Earth mission at the end of the game. But I mean, I could still do that, but man, the Earth missions are hard. I don't want to bring Ashley if she's glitched. At any rate, folks, it's not quite time to worry about that yet. We got to deal with this fuel depot at the very least. I'm the Serious CG. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more of Let's Play Mass Effect 3. Bye-bye.